Greetings, Ani, Bojo, Kwe Kwe. It's Catherine here from Moonstarlodge in South Central Ontario, in the wee tiny town of LaFontaine in Tiny. There you go. It's a beautiful day, and I thought that I would bring out the mermaids and the dolphins. Most of these decks I have not used on the YouTube or Instagram videos in the last 3 years. A couple of them I have, and when I looked at the layout, I thought I really seriously needed the coffee today. So this is a reading for February 20th to 26th. So we're just entering a new moon. It's Ways the Truth. I talked in last week's video a great deal about it. And Ways the Truth is also the grandmother of what we call Big Wind's moon. And Big Wind's moon, my birth month, and all jokes are welcome. I get them every year about being a big wind or having big wind. Anyway, moving on. It's a time for cleansing the earth because we are switching from basically the change in the wind direction, and we call the wild winds of March the sideways winds. And it's not stormy. What it's doing is cleaning the earth and evaporating the snows. It's a time when the energy is coming up and going across. And there are stories and teachings about that, and that's not for this video today. But just know that it heralds a time of great, great energy. We are also just entering at exactly the same time of this new moon. It's a perigee new moon. So in shamanic terms, we like to do when the moon is as close as it is to the earth, but it's a dark moon. This is not a time for journey. This is a time for healing and channeling. So this is an important ritual day. It's also the beginning of Aquarius, who is the water bearer. And I always thought Aquarius, if he's a water bearer, should be a water sign, but it's an air sign, and it's a sign of mental clarity. So these are all factors to bring into your thoughts on this reading today. I'm using the Dolphin Divination cards. This is the size of the book, and these are the cards. So this is an interesting deck. We have the Mermaid Tarot by Lisa Robertson. She's a prolific tarot author. The Mermaids and Dolphins and Magical Creatures of the Sea by Gillian Kemp. This is an oracle. Messages from the Mermaids by Karen Kay. Sacred Sea Oracle by Justine Sarabin. And a really beautiful deck because it's for Australian Indigenous creatures. Saltwater reading cards. And that's by Laura Bowen. So we have all of these decks, and the emphasis today is on the watery elements, moving between the air sign of Aquarius eventually into Pisces, the final astrological house, the 12th sign of the year. So let's go to the cards there, Brian. There's not a skeleton in the bunch today. Anyway, we start with, this is the Lisa Robertson Mermaid Tarot at the bottom. And because we didn't bring out as many oracles as we could have, we had to douse and duplicate 2 of them to get enough clarifiers. And this week I am reading the clarifiers with the specific card that they are pulled for. So the Ace of Pentacles is our significator, followed by the Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, the Five of Wands, the Hermit, the Five of Pentacles, and the Empress. And we'll start back here with the significator. So the Ace of Pentacles is a new, very this life originating seed concept here. So it's about finances, the home, the family, your job. So there's something new afoot, and the aces are usually the incubating thing, the thing that hasn't quite germinated yet, but it's percolating, and quite often these things are karmic or destiny oriented. In other words, you came into this lifetime, whether you remember this or not, knowing that this was something that you were going to take on. It's an enterprise and it's new. It's clarified here by the sea goddess of momentum, and she's saying to look for and cultivate consistent communication. So this enterprise is something that you're going to have to discuss with others initially. Perhaps you're discussing it with elders or experts, financial experts, or if this is a move and you're moving house, it would be real estate experts. You need some input, and cultivate communication, bounce your ideas off people, and be open to receiving information. This is followed by the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune, as we know, we all go through times of feast and famine. So you're wanting the Wheel of Fortune to be supportive of this new enterprise. And it looks like it's going to be, because we have the Lover's card here. What's interesting is the clarifying card for the Wheel of Fortune is the Love card. This mermaid is bringing love. So it isn't just about love for another person or love for family. It's about loving the choice that you're making as you incubate this new idea. The Lover's card is always assumed, because it's a major arcana card, to be a relationship with another person, and it certainly very well can be. It can be a new relationship or falling back in love with somebody that you've known for a long time, and choosing to see them as if you are seeing them for the first time or new again. But it's also about loving the self. If you have gotten rid of things that no longer serve you, with Wisdom Keeper, so parts of your personality, parts of your shadow, whatever, if you've come to terms, you don't get rid of shadow, you come to terms and you face them and you embrace them. And in doing so, you take the negative power away from that shadow. You're acknowledging your archetype and you're growing. So this could be an accepting of self. This could be a new relationship with another person. It could be just finding balance, yin and yang. And it's clarified here by the right whale. This card has 3 right whales on it. And this card says, the pathway to a dream is one of sacrifice. So the sacrifice card here is clarifying the Lovers. Now, when we're endeavoring to make new choices that relate to our physical life here on earth, sacrifices do sometimes have to happen. It's not suggesting you're sacrificing the love, not at all. What you're doing is perhaps sacrificing some aspect of the archetype that you have let go. So you're letting things go in order to manifest this. So you've let things go and you're at peace with it, and love surrounds you. The Wheel of Fortune appears to be tilting in your favor. This half of the week has a different vibe altogether, and that's the Way of Life. This is the 5 of Wands. Now, I like the way Lisa has depicted this, because quite often the 5 of Wands are these 5 youthful beings jousting with each other and poking the wands at each other as if they're playfully fighting, and nothing much happens because it's just a constant back and forth. But the way she's depicted it and discussed it in her book says, if you're able to get all these participants that you've been communicating with on the same page and working together, you can create a tremendous, tremendous thing. And the clarifying card here is the bubbler crab, and it's about creativity. So it's saying if you can organize the chaos of those working with you, you're going to accomplish tremendous things if you're all working together, not just jousting back and forth. At some point in the week, you're going to have a hermit moment. So you've been communicating with others and working with others and making changes, and now it's time to turn inward to the wisdom within and see the light that comes from within. It's clarified by the dolphin card that says low surf. Low surf is a time when surfers cannot go out and play in the waves. Basically, it's a time to sit on the beach and be reflective, much as the hermit energy. So it's very much in the same vibe as the hermit energy. So toward the end of the week, you're looking at things. Sometimes when the tide is way out and the surf is low, you get to see things under the surface of the water in the little pools and eddies that we would not normally have access to. That's an internal motif as well as it is an external motif. So realize that the introspection is going to bring some serendipity, some intuition. This is very much a time of wisdom and intuition. The next card here is the Five of Pentacles, and this suggests a sense of being detached or left alone by or not part of the group. Well, if you're in hermit mode, try not to let this energy overtake you. You have been actively participating, according to the reading, with other folks. However, try to avoid this sense of despair and feeling alone. You're not cut off. The Ocean Oracle is what this card represents, and it's cultivate creativity, exactly what Bubbler Crab is saying. So this is a time not to focus on feeling separated, but focus on feeling creative. How can you use your wisdom and new insights? This low surf is about new insights to do something creative that actually supports you way back here in this new Ace of Pentacles venture. What's interesting here is by the end of the week, you are feeling Empress energy, that you've got this all together. Empress is capable of cultivating the fertility. Quite often the Empress card is a pregnant female, whether you like that or not. It's how it is indicated here. But you've got everything you need. You're taking care of others. You're taking care of yourself. What interests me about this clarifier is it is grief. It is another whale card. And this whale card, it's a different whale, mind you, but it's about having to sacrifice something. So you may be sitting here feeling that, or wondering if you gave up too much, or if you've lost something forever in order to make this new thing manifest. Once again, it's how we look at something that creates our reality. This is very much a new moon of manifesting. Remember, this is new moon, first quarter week. So it's our perspective. Are we the hermit and looking at things in a new way, being creative? Or are we seeing what's happening here as separating ourselves in this new life and not being part of the pack anymore? Make sure that you are not falling into a place of grief. It's fine to have some soulful reminiscence about something that the way it was, but that's not the mindset. You pull yourself out of the vortex if you focus on loss. All you're doing is creating more loss. You can flip the camera, Brian. So I hope these wonderful, emotional, intuitive beings, I'm Pisces Sun and Pisces Moon, so I'm very much a part of this energy flow, and I love the softness, but the clarity of the energy it brings. We have certainly a lot of love this week, and that's important with Ways the Truth. What is true for us? What is real for us? And what is worth expending our manifestation and intuition on? So, aho, be blessed. Feel free, if you like this video, to give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe if you haven't. And you can look in the description. You can send me a coffee. And in the midweek, there will be a small icing on the cake video using these same decks. And that gets posted on Tuesday night, and it covers Wednesday and Thursday. So it's sort of, as the week is evolving, I ask Spirit to provide us with some additional energies and information. And you'll find that on Instagram and our 2 Facebook pages. So, from Brian and I, miigwech, aho.